The Enslaved. In a dark corner of the universe, on a distant planet called Zarnath, a group of alien girls lived in despair. They were held captive by a ruthless alien master named Goreth. The girls had different colors and shapes, each unique and beautiful, but their spirits were broken. They worked in the hot mines, digging for precious crystals that Goreth sold for power and wealth. Every day was the same. The sun rose over the jagged mountains, casting a harsh light on the girls as they toiled under the watchful eyes of Goreth's guards. The guards were big and scary, with sharp teeth and cold, lifeless eyes. They shouted and yelled, making the girls work faster. The sound of whips cracking in the air was a constant reminder of their misery. Among the girls, there was one named Lyra. She was small and delicate, with bright blue skin and big, hopeful eyes. Despite her circumstances, Lyra often dreamed of freedom. Every night, as she lay on the cold floor of their prison, she imagined a life beyond the mines. She thought about green fields, blue skies, and laughter, things that seemed impossible now. "One day I will be free," she whispered to herself. Lyra had two close friends, Nira and Selene. Nira was tall and strong, with shimmering green skin. She was a fighter at heart, always encouraging the others not to lose hope. Selene, on the other hand, was quiet and wise, with soft purple skin. She often told stories of brave heroes who fought for freedom. "We must believe that someone will come to save us," she would say, her voice calm yet powerful. But as days turned into weeks, their hope began to fade. The girls knew that Goreth was a powerful being. He ruled Zarnath with an iron fist, and no one dared to challenge him. They heard whispers of other planets where people fought against their oppressors, but those stories felt like fairy tales to them. One evening, after a long day of hard labor, the girls gathered in a small corner of their prison. The guards were distracted, laughing and drinking nearby. "What if we try to escape?" Lyra suggested, her heart racing at the thought. Nira's eyes lit up. "Yes, but how? We have no weapons, and we can't even leave this place." Selene nodded. "We must wait for the right moment. But we can't give up. We must find a way to break free." Just then, a loud noise echoed through the air. The girls jumped, their hearts pounding. They peered through the small window of their prison and saw a spaceship hovering above the mines. The ship was sleek and shiny, unlike anything they had seen before. It glowed under the light of Zarnath's twin moons. Who could that be? Lyra wondered aloud. The girls watched as a figure climbed down from the ship. It was a human soldier, dressed in a bright uniform, with a determined look on his face. The girls gasped, their hearts filled with a mix of fear and excitement. Could this be the hero they had been waiting for? As the soldier approached, Lyra felt a surge of hope. Maybe, she thought, this is our chance. But would he be brave enough to fight for them? Would he risk everything to set them free? The soldier's presence sparked a fire in their hearts. For the first time in a long while, the girls felt a glimmer of hope. Freedom seemed possible. They just needed to hold on a little longer. The human soldier, far away from the dark planet of Zarnath, on a bright blue planet called Earth, Captain Alex was preparing for his next mission. He was a brave human soldier known for his strong heart and fierce determination. The Galactic Council had called on him to investigate reports of slavery on Zarnath. As he checked his equipment, he couldn't shake the feeling that this mission would be different. Why do we keep letting this happen? Alex thought, frustration bubbling inside him. He remembered the stories of aliens being captured and forced to work against their will. He had fought many battles, but he felt a strong pull to help those who could not help themselves. "I won't stand by while innocent lives are at risk." As he boarded his spaceship, he thought about his team. They were skilled and loyal, but Alex knew this mission would be dangerous. The reports said Goreth was a powerful alien with no mercy. "We need a solid plan," he said to himself, gripping the controls tightly. The ship's engines roared to life, and he launched into the stars, determined to reach Zarnath. The journey through space was quick. As Alex landed on Zarnath, he was struck by the harsh environment. The sky was a deep purple, and the air was thick and hot. He stepped out of his ship, feeling the heat on his skin. In the distance, he saw the mines where the alien girls were kept. He could feel the weight of their suffering even from afar. "Time to move," he whispered, taking a deep breath. As he approached the mines, he noticed the guards patrolling the area. They were big and intimidating, their eyes scanning for any signs of trouble. Alex knew he had to be careful. He quickly hid behind a rock and watched closely. Suddenly, he heard voices. 3 girls were huddled together, their expressions full of fear and sadness. He recognized them as the enslaved aliens he had heard about in the reports. Lyra, Nira, and Celine were their names. He felt a surge of determination to help them. "I can't let them suffer like this," he thought. As he observed, he noticed the guards laughing and drinking, seemingly careless about their captives. Alex decided it was time to act. He pulled out a small device from his pocket, a high-tech gadget that could create a temporary distraction. "This should give me a chance to reach them," he said, his heart racing with excitement and fear. With a quick flick of his wrist, he activated the device. The loud noise echoed across the mine, followed by a bright flash of light. The guards turned, their attention drawn away from the girls. Taking advantage of the confusion, Alex dashed toward the prison where the girls were held. "Stay quiet, and I'll get you out of here," he whispered as he reached their cell. The girls looked at him with wide eyes, unsure of who he was and what he could do. "Are you really here to help us?" Lyra asked, her voice trembling. "Yes, I'm Captain Alex, and I've come to rescue you," he replied with confidence. "We need to move quickly before the guards notice." Nira nodded, her spirit ignited by Alex's words. "We're ready. We've been waiting for someone like you." As Alex unlocked the cell, he could see the flicker of hope in their eyes. They stepped out, uncertain but eager to follow. "Follow me," he urged, leading them through the dark corridors of the mine. With every step, Alex felt the weight of their freedom resting on his shoulders. He knew the path ahead would be dangerous, but he was determined to fight for the lives of these girls. Together, they would challenge the darkness of Zarnath and seek a future filled with hope. The rescue plan. With the sound of chaos echoing behind them, Captain Alex and the alien girls hurried through the dimly lit corridors of the mine. As they rounded a corner, they stopped to catch their breath. Lyra, Nira, and Celine looked at Alex with a mix of fear and excitement. "What's the plan now?" Lyra asked, her blue eyes wide with hope. Alex took a moment to think. He knew they needed a solid plan to escape Gorath and his guards. "First, we need to get to my spaceship," he said, glancing around for any signs of danger. "Once we're there, we can figure out how to get off this planet." Nira stepped forward, her green skin shimmering in the low light. "But the guards are everywhere. They won't let us leave easily." She clenched her fists, ready to fight. "I know," Alex replied, "but we have something they don't. Surprise. If we move quietly and stick together, we can get past them." He pulled out a small map of the mine that he had downloaded before the mission. "Here's the layout. We need to take this route to avoid the main guard posts." He pointed to a narrow path that led to a back exit. Celine, ever the strategist, nodded. "If we can reach the exit without being seen, we can make it to your ship. But what about the guards at the ship? They will be waiting for us." "That's where we'll create a distraction," Alex said, his mind racing with ideas. "I have some gadgets that can help. One will create a loud noise, and another will release smoke. It should confuse them long enough for us to escape." Lyra's heart raced at the thought of finally being free. "What do we do when we reach the ship?" she asked, a hint of worry in her voice. "We'll need to launch quickly," Alex explained. "Once we're in the air, we can take a moment to regroup and plan our next steps. I promise I won't leave you behind." He looked each girl in the eye. trying to reassure them. With a plan in place, they took a deep breath and began to move again. Alex led the way, carefully following the map. They crept through the narrow passages, their hearts pounding in unison. Every sound made them jump, but they pushed on. Finally, they reached the back exit. Alex peeked outside and saw the sleek silver spaceship gleaming under the light of Zarnath's twin moons. But just as he was about to step out, he spotted a group of guards gathered nearby. "We need to wait for the right moment," he whispered. As they crouched in the shadows, Nira couldn't contain her excitement. "We're so close. I can almost taste freedom," she whispered, her eyes sparkling. Alex smiled, grateful for her spirit. "Just hold on a little longer. Once we create the distraction, we'll make a run for it." Time seemed to drag on as they waited. Finally, a guard turned his back, and Alex seized the moment. He activated his noise device, and a loud bang echoed through the air. The guards jumped, turning toward the sound. "Now, run," Alex shouted. They sprinted toward the ship, adrenaline pumping through their veins. The girls followed closely behind Alex, their hearts racing with fear and excitement. But just as they reached the ship, one guard spotted them. "Hey, stop," he yelled, raising his weapon. "Get in," Alex shouted, pushing the girls toward the open hatch. They scrambled inside, and Alex quickly followed. As he slammed the hatch shut, he felt a rush of relief. They had made it inside. But the real challenge was just beginning. The ship's engines roared to life, and Alex prepared for takeoff. "Hold on tight," he called out, determination shining in his eyes. They were about to break free from the chains of slavery, and he would do everything he could to protect them. The rescue operation. The interior of Captain Alex's spaceship hummed with energy as the engines powered up. The girls exchanged nervous glances, their hearts racing. They were on the brink of something extraordinary, yet the danger was far from over. "Are you ready?" Alex asked, his voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through him. "Yes," Lyra replied, her blue skin glowing with excitement. Mira and Celine nodded, determination etched on their faces. They were ready to fight for their freedom. Alex took a deep breath and punched in the launch sequence. The ship began to lift off the ground, the noise of the engines drowning out everything else. But just as they were about to ascend into the sky, a loud alarm blared through the ship. "Alert! Intruders detected," the ship's computer announced in a robotic voice. Alex cursed under his breath. "We're not out of the woods yet. We need to move fast." He glanced at the control panel, quickly checking the ship's systems. The radar showed several guards rushing toward the ship, their angry shouts echoing in the distance. "Prepare for takeoff," Alex shouted as he pushed the throttle forward. The ship shot up into the air, leaving the ground behind. But the guards were not far behind. As the ship climbed, Alex could see them pointing weapons at them, ready to fire. "Hold on," he yelled, making sharp turns to avoid their blasts. The girls screamed, gripping the seats as the ship rocked and swayed. Nira turned to Alex, her green eyes fierce. "We can't let them catch us. We need to fight back." "I agree," Alex replied, quickly accessing the ship's weapon systems. "But we have to be smart about this. We can't risk losing control." He activated the ship's shields, hoping they would hold against the incoming fire. Just then, Celine spotted something on the screen. "Look, there's a small cave system nearby. If we can hide there, we might lose them." "Good idea," Alex said, steering the ship toward the caves. "Everyone, brace yourselves. We're going in." The ship zoomed toward the rocky entrance of the cave, just as blasts from the guards' weapons narrowly missed them. The sound of explosions echoed outside as they entered the dark cavern. Inside, the ship's lights flickered against the damp stone walls. "We need to hide and regroup," Alex said, quickly landing the ship. "Let's hope they can't find us in here." Once the engines were silent, The girls looked at Alex with a mix of fear and determination. "What's next?" Lyra asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Alex took a moment to gather his thoughts. "We need to figure out how to get to a safe location away from Gorath's reach. But first, we must check the ship for any damage and prepare for another fight if necessary." As they moved around the ship, checking systems and repairing minor damages, the tension in the air grew thicker. Each noise outside made them jump, and every second felt like an eternity. Suddenly, Alex noticed a flickering light on the control panel. "We're not alone," he exclaimed, his heart racing. "The guards are outside, searching for us." "What do we do?" Nira asked, her fists clenched. "We fight back," Alex said, determination flooding his voice. "But we'll do it smartly. We can use the ship's defense systems to our advantage." He quickly devised a plan. "We'll create a distraction using the ship's drones. While they focus on them, we can sneak out and make our way to the exit. We'll need to be quick." The girls nodded, ready to fight for their freedom. Alex activated the drones, sending them out into the cave with a loud whirring noise. The drones buzzed around, drawing the guards' attention away from their hiding spot. "Now, let's go," Alex urged, leading the way. With hearts pounding and adrenaline rushing, they made their move. They slipped out of the ship, moving quickly through the shadows of the cave. As they approached the exit, they could hear the guards shouting, confused by the sudden appearance of the drones. "Almost there," Alex whispered, pushing the girls forward. Just as they reached the cave's mouth, they paused, peering out into the open air. The stars twinkled above them, a reminder of the freedom they were fighting for. With a deep breath, Alex led the way into the night, ready to confront whatever lay ahead. They were close to freedom, and nothing would stop them now. Freedom at last. As they emerged from the cave, the cool night air wrapped around them like a comforting blanket. Captain Alex looked up at the sky, filled with stars shining brightly above the dark landscape of Zarnath. It was a sight he had seen many times from his home on Earth, but now it felt different. For the first time, the girls were tasting freedom, and he could sense their excitement bubbling beneath the surface. "Can you believe it?" Nira whispered, her green skin glowing softly in the starlight. "We're outside. We're free." Lyra clutched her friend's arm, her blue eyes wide with wonder. "But we still need to get to your ship," she reminded them, glancing nervously around for any signs of guards. They could be anywhere. Alex nodded, his heart racing. "We need to move quickly. Stay close and follow my lead." He led them away from the cave, carefully making their way through the rocky terrain. The shadows loomed large around them, but the girls felt a sense of hope as they followed the path toward the spaceship. As they walked, Alex glanced back at the girls, noting their expressions of fear and excitement. "You did amazing back there," he said, offering them a smile. "You showed real courage. We're almost there." The sound of the ship's engines hummed softly in the distance, guiding them like a beacon of hope. Just as they approached a clearing, a sudden noise made them stop in their tracks. "What was that?" Celine whispered, her purple skin blending with the darkness. "Stay quiet," Alex instructed, scanning the area. He could hear footsteps approaching, the unmistakable sound of guards looking for them. His heart raced, but he refused to let panic set in. They couldn't be caught now, not when they were so close to freedom. "Over there," one of the guards shouted, pointing in their direction. "They went this way." "Run," Alex yelled, and they took off in a sprint, adrenaline pumping through their veins. The spaceship was just ahead, its silver surface gleaming under the stars. They reached the ship, and Alex quickly punched in the access code to open the hatch. "Get inside now," he shouted, ushering the girls in before him. They scrambled into the ship, their hearts pounding with fear and excitement. Once everyone was inside, Alex slammed the hatch shut and locked it. "Okay, we need to take off fast," he said, rushing to the control panel. He could hear the guards shouting outside, and the urgency of the moment fueled his determination. He powered up the engines, feeling the vibrations beneath his feet. The ship began to hum with energy as the lights flickered on. "Hold on tight," he called out, glancing back at the girls. "Are we really going to make it?" Lyra asked, her voice trembling with a mix of hope and fear. "Yes, we are going to make it," Alex replied confidently, even as the sound of pounding on the hatch echoed in his ears. With a final push, he launched the ship into the sky. The ground fell away beneath them, and for a moment, everything felt weightless. The girls gasped in unison as they soared into the night sky, leaving the dangers of Zarnath behind. As they broke through the atmosphere, the stars surrounded them like a vast ocean of light. Freedom washed over them in waves, and Alex felt a rush of relief. They were safe, at least for now. The girls cheered, their voices rising with excitement. "We did it. We're free," Nera shouted, her eyes shining with joy. Alex grinned, his heart swelling with pride. "You all did this. You showed incredible strength, but we still need to be careful." "Where are we going now?" Celine asked, her voice softening as she took in the beauty of space. Alex thought for a moment. "Let's head to the nearest friendly planet, where you can be safe and start anew. You deserve a chance at a real life." As the ship flew through the stars, the girls exchanged glances, their hearts filled with hope. They had escaped the darkness of their past, and now the future was theirs to create. Together, they would face whatever challenges lay ahead, united in their quest for freedom and a brighter tomorrow. Adjusting to freedom. The journey to the nearest friendly planet, Aldoria, was filled with mixed emotions for the girls. They had escaped the clutches of Gorath, but adjusting to their newfound freedom was not as easy as they had imagined. As they sat together in the spaceship, Lyra, Nera, and Celine gazed out at the stars, a vast expanse of possibilities, yet a reminder of their struggles. "We're really free now," Nera said quietly, a smile creeping across her face, but her eyes reflected a hint of uncertainty. "What will we do next?" Lyra looked thoughtful. "I want to learn how to live like a normal person. I want to explore and make friends, but I don't know where to start." Celine nodded, her purple skin glowing softly in the dim light of the ship. "We've spent so long in captivity that it feels strange to think about our future. How do we adjust to a life of freedom after being told what to do every day?" Alex, overhearing their conversation, decided to join them. "You've all shown incredible strength and resilience. It's okay to feel unsure. Freedom is a journey, and it takes time to figure things out." "Do you ever feel scared?" Nera asked, her green eyes searching Alex's face. "Even after all you've done for us?" Alex paused for a moment, considering her question. "Yes, I do. I've faced many battles, but each new situation can be frightening. What's important is how we move forward, together." As they approached Aldoria, the girls began to feel a mix of excitement and fear. The planet looked vibrant from space, with green forests and blue oceans sparkling in the sunlight. "It looks beautiful," Lyra said, her eyes wide with wonder. "But will we fit in?" Alex smiled reassuringly. "You will. Everyone here values kindness and friendship. Just be yourselves, and people will want to help you." When they landed, the girls took their first steps onto Aldoria. The air was fresh and sweet, a stark contrast to the dusty mines of Zarnath. As they walked down the ramp, they were greeted by a group of friendly Aldorians who smiled warmly at them. "Welcome," one Aldorian said, their voice cheerful. "We've heard about your bravery. You are safe here." The girls exchanged glances, feeling a wave of relief wash over them. "Thank you," Lyra said shyly, her voice barely above a whisper. Alex introduced the girls, explaining their story of survival. The Aldorians listened intently, their expressions filled with compassion. "You are all heroes," another Aldorian said. Let us show you our world." As they explored Aldoria, the girls began to experience the joys of freedom. They visited lush gardens filled with colorful flowers, tasted delicious fruits, and listened to the joyful laughter of children playing. Each new experience filled their hearts with hope. But as the days passed, moments of doubt still lingered. At night, when the stars shone brightly above, the girls would gather together, sharing their fears and dreams. "I want to be brave like you, Alex," Nira confessed one evening. "But sometimes I feel lost." "You don't have to be brave all the time," Alex replied gently. "It's okay to feel scared. Just remember, you're not alone. You have each other and me. We'll figure this out together." Lyra looked at her friends, feeling a strong bond forming between them. "We'll support each other. We can learn and grow together." As weeks turned into months, the girls began to find their footing. They attended classes, made friends, and learned about Aldorian culture. Slowly but surely, they began to embrace their new lives. Each day, they took small steps toward healing, and though the past would always be a part of them, they were determined to create a future filled with hope, friendship, and adventure. Together, they would build a life of freedom, one that they had long dreamed of and fought hard to achieve. The threat returns. Life on Aldoria was blossoming for Lyra, Nira, Celine, and Alex. Each day brought new experiences and adventures. They explored the planet's stunning landscapes, made friends, and enjoyed their newfound freedom. But beneath the surface of their happiness, a dark shadow loomed. One afternoon, while they were in the garden, playing games with new friends, a sudden hush fell over the group. The laughter stopped, and everyone turned to look at the sky. A ship, sleek and menacing, pierced the clouds above them. The familiar insignia of Gorath's empire emblazoned the side, sending chills down their spines. "Gorath!" Nira gasped, her eyes wide with fear. "He's found us." The girls felt a wave of panic wash over them. Alex quickly stepped forward, his expression turning serious. "We need to stay calm. We can't let fear control us. We must alert the Aldorian guards." As they hurried to the town square, the tension in the air was palpable. Alex's heart raced. He had promised to protect them, and now the very threat they had escaped was back, looming over them like a dark cloud. The Aldorian leaders gathered as Alex explained the situation. "Gorath's ship is here. We need to prepare for an attack. He won't stop until he captures the girls again." One of the Aldorian leaders, a tall woman with silver hair, stepped forward. "We will defend our home and your friends. We've dealt with Gorath before. Our defenses are strong." "But he's ruthless," Alex replied, worry etched on his face. "He'll stop at nothing to reclaim what he sees as his property." As they prepared, the girls stood together, sharing glances filled with uncertainty. "What if he comes for us?" Celine asked quietly, her voice trembling. "We can't let fear take hold of us," Lyra said, trying to sound brave. "We fought so hard for our freedom. We won't let him take it away again." With that determination, the girls joined the Aldorian guards, ready to defend their new home. They set up a perimeter, armed with shields and energy weapons provided by the Aldorians. Alex stood beside them, giving them encouraging nods. "Remember, you're not alone. We'll fight together." As the ship hovered above the town, a loudspeaker crackled to life. Gorath's booming voice echoed through the air. "You think you can hide from me? I will take back what is mine." The girls exchanged fearful glances, but Alex squeezed Lyra's shoulder. "Stay strong. We'll face this together." The Aldorian guards raised their weapons, ready to fight. Suddenly, the ship unleashed a volley of energy blasts, lighting up the sky. The guards returned fire, and chaos erupted in the town square. "Follow my lead," Alex shouted, rallying the girls. They joined the fight, their hearts pounding in their chests. Lyra, Nira, and Celine fought bravely, using their newfound skills. They aimed their energy weapons at the ship, their determination growing stronger with each shot. "We won't go back," Nira yelled, her spirit ignited. But Gorath was not an easy foe. His ship was heavily armed, and his guards were relentless. The battle raged on, and the girls found themselves in the thick of it, dodging blasts and firing back. Amid the chaos, Lyra spotted a familiar figure. "Look!" she shouted, pointing. A group of Gorath's guards was breaking through the defenses, heading straight for them. "Alex!" Celine cried, fear gripping her heart. "We need to stop them." "Cover me!" Alex shouted as he rushed toward the guards. He fought fiercely, determined to protect the girls at all costs. Nira and Lyra quickly followed him, their energy weapons firing in unison. "We can't let them take us," Nira shouted, her voice filled with defiance. As the battle continued, Lyra felt a surge of strength. She was no longer the frightened girl from the mines. She was a warrior, fighting for her freedom and the lives of her friends. Together, they would face Gorath's threat head-on. But just as they thought they were gaining ground, a massive explosion rocked the square. The ground shook beneath them, and dust filled the air. "What just happened?" Celine yelled, her voice barely audible over the noise. Through the chaos, a dark figure emerged from the smoke. Gorath himself. "You think you can escape me?" he roared, his eyes blazing with fury. The girls stood their ground, hearts racing. They had faced many challenges, but this was the ultimate test. Would they have the strength to fight back against the very monster that had enslaved them? The final confrontation. The dust settled, revealing Gorath standing tall and fierce amid the chaos. His presence sent shivers down the spines of the girls and the Aldorian guards. Alex felt the tension in the air as he squared his shoulders, ready to confront the monster who had brought so much pain. "You have no right to be here, Gorath," Alex shouted, stepping forward. "These girls are free, and you will not take them back." Gorath's laughter boomed, echoing off the buildings. "Free? They are nothing without me. They belong to my empire." He gestured to the girls, his expression filled with malice. "You think you can keep them? I will reclaim what is mine." Lyra stepped forward, defiance shining in her eyes. "We are not yours. We are free, and we will fight for our lives." Nira and Celine stood beside her, united in their determination. They had escaped the darkness, and they would not go back. Gorath's eyes narrowed. "Foolish children, you think your bravery will save you." He raised his hand, summoning his guards, who surged forward, ready to capture the girls once more. "Alex, we need to hold them off," Celine cried, her heart racing. With a fierce roar, Alex lunged at Gorath, dodging the guards that rushed at him. The fight was intense, energy blasts flying in every direction. The sound of explosions filled the air, and the ground shook beneath their feet. "Stay together," Alex shouted, trying to keep the girls safe. He fought with everything he had, his training kicking in as he expertly dodged and countered the attacks. Lyra, Nira, and Celine fired their weapons alongside him, their confidence growing with each successful shot. "We can do this," Nira yelled, her voice filled with determination. Gorath's guards were relentless, but the girls fought with a fierce spirit. They remembered the pain of captivity, the struggle for freedom, and it fueled their resolve. "Alex, behind you," Lyra shouted, seeing a guard sneaking up on him. With quick reflexes, she aimed her weapon and fired, hitting the guard squarely in the chest. "Nice shot," Alex called out, a smile breaking through the tension. But Gorath was not easily defeated. He bellowed in rage, pushing forward through the chaos. "You think you can escape your fate? I will crush you all." He unleashed a wave of energy, sending Alex and the girls tumbling backward. "Get up," Celine cried, shaking off the impact. "We can't give up now." With renewed determination, they regrouped, forming a protective circle around Alex. "We need to outsmart him," Alex said, his eyes scanning the area. "We have to create a diversion." Lyra nodded, her mind racing. "What if we use the energy blasts to create a barrier? We can trap him." "Good idea," Nira said, her confidence growing. "We can fire in different directions to confuse him." "Let's do it," Alex commanded, and they sprang into action. They fired their weapons in rapid succession, creating a chaotic dance of lights and sounds that momentarily distracted Gorath. "Now," Alex shouted, and they all aimed their weapons at Gorath, firing a coordinated blast. The energy surged toward him, hitting him hard and knocking him off balance. Gorath roared in anger, stumbling backward as the girls and Alex pressed their advantage. "This ends now," he bellowed, his eyes blazing with fury. With one final surge of energy, Alex charged forward, determination written across his face. He tackled Gorath, forcing him to the ground. "You will not take them again," he shouted, his voice steady. The girls surrounded them, their hearts pounding with adrenaline. They had faced their worst fears and emerged stronger. Together, they held their weapons trained on Gorath, ready to defend their freedom at all costs. As Gorath struggled to rise, he realized he was outnumbered and outmatched. "You think this is over?" he hissed, fury seething in his voice. "I will return." "Not if we have anything to say about it," Lyra declared, her voice filled with conviction. With one final effort, Alex secured Gorath in place, and the Aldorian guards rushed in to help. They swiftly restrained him, ensuring he could not escape. As Gorath was taken away, a sense of relief washed over the group. They had faced the monster that had haunted their lives, and they had won. Together, Alex said, looking at the girls with pride, "We did this together." Tears of joy filled Lyra's eyes as she hugged her friends. "We're truly free now." Nera and Celine joined the embrace, and together they celebrated their hard-fought victory. The darkness that had once threatened to consume them was gone, and in its place, a bright future awaited them. They were free to choose their own paths, together as friends and warriors. A new beginning. The sun rose over Aldoria, casting a warm golden light across the landscape. It was a beautiful morning, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers. As the town began to wake, Lyra, Nera, and Celine stood on a hill overlooking the valley, feeling a sense of hope and possibility. "Look how far we've come," Nera said, her green skin glistening in the sunlight. "Just a few days ago, we were fighting for our lives." "I still can't believe we defeated Gorath," Celine added, her purple eyes sparkling with excitement. "It feels like a dream." Lyra smiled, her heart swelling with joy. "It's not a dream. We are free now, and we can finally build the lives we want." As they gazed at the horizon, Alex joined them, his presence reassuring. "Today is the start of something new. You have all shown incredible strength and courage. Now it's time to embrace your freedom." "What will we do next?" Nera asked, her voice full of curiosity. "We've never had the chance to choose for ourselves before." Alex thought for a moment. "You can do anything you want. You can explore, learn, and even help others who are still in need. Your journey doesn't end here. It's just the beginning." The girls exchanged excited glances. The world was full of possibilities, and they felt a sense of adventure stirring in their hearts. "I want to learn more about Aldorian culture," Lyra said, her eyes shining. "I want to understand the music, the art, and the history of this beautiful planet." "Me too," Celine chimed in. "I want to make friends and find my place here. I want to help other girls like us find their freedom." Nera nodded, her expression thoughtful. "And I want to become a fighter like Alex. I want to protect those who can't protect themselves." Alex smiled proudly at the girls' ambitions. "That's the spirit. With your determination and skills, you can make a real difference. There are many ways to help others, and I believe you will find your paths." As the day unfolded, The girls began their new lives in Aldoria. They attended classes at the local academy, where they learned about various subjects, from history to art to self-defense. They soaked up knowledge like sponges, eager to embrace everything this new world had to offer. Every afternoon, they practiced their fighting skills with Alex, who taught them how to defend themselves and others. They trained hard, growing stronger and more confident with each session. The girls shared laughter and stories, their bond deepening as they faced new challenges together. But they also took time to relax and enjoy their freedom. They explored the vibrant forests, swam in the sparkling oceans, and shared meals with their new friends. Aldoria was a place of joy and laughter, and the girls quickly felt at home. One evening, they gathered around a bonfire with their Aldorian friends. The stars twinkled above them, creating a magical atmosphere. As they roasted marshmallows, Lyra looked around at the smiling faces. "This feels perfect," she said, her heart full of gratitude. Nira nodded, her voice soft. "I never thought I could be this happy. I finally feel like I belong." Celine smiled brightly, "And we did it together. We fought for our freedom, and now we can create the lives we want." Alex looked at the girls with pride. "You are the architects of your own future. Never forget that you have the power to shape your destiny." As the night wore on, the girls made a pact to support each other in their journeys. They would chase their dreams, help those in need, and always remember the strength they had found within themselves. With hearts full of hope and dreams, Lyra, Nira, and Celine stepped boldly into their new beginning. The darkness of their past was behind them, and ahead lay a bright future, filled with possibilities and adventures waiting to be embraced. They were not just survivors, they were warriors, ready to take on the world.